Hi there, Alex here at mixinglessons.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to apply automation in Luna. When I say automation, I'm referring to the process of setting things up so that different elements of your mix can change as your mix plays. So let's take the levels, for example. The levels that you set things at in your mix don't have to stay at the same position all the way through the mix. You can use automation so that things will change in level as the mix plays. That's also the case with things like panning. So you might want to pan things differently in the choruses compared to the verses, for example. And that's also the case with most of the settings on most of your plugins. You can use automation to have different elements change over the course of the song, and they will change automatically in real time as your session plays. So first and foremost, let's have a look at applying a simple level change in your mix using automation. So we've just got a guitar track here, and if you come over here to where it says View and click on that box, here you will see a list of drop-down menus, and this will tell you all of the different elements of this track that you can automate. And obviously, if we added more plugins to this channel, then more options would appear for things that you could automate on those plugins. So, as I say, first and foremost, let's have a look at applying a simple level change. So here, if we click Output and then go to Volume, you'll see that this line appears on your waveform. So let's say that here, we want the level to drop. All you would do is highlight that area and pull that down to however much you want to lower that level by. And so if we click here, let's have a listen and let's hear that the level will drop, and you'll also see down here the fader will drop as well. Okay, now let's have a look at maybe having a more gradual change to the level of that track. If we hold down Control, we'll get this pencil icon. So let's click here and here. And then what we can do is we can drag that down. So here, rather than making this very abrupt level change that we made this way, here the level will fade to silence gradually. And so that's just two examples of ways that you might like to automate the levels to change in your mix. Next, let's have a look at applying changes to the way that things are panned in your mix. But before we do, something to note is that for this automation to occur and to be carried out in your mix, this has to be set to read on the channel that you're applying the automation to. So if this was set to off and you tried to carry out this automation, it wouldn't happen. You can see there that just stayed at the same level. So for Luna to read the automation and to carry it out, you have to have this set to read. Okay, let's clear that and let's select pan from this list. So here, let's say that we want to have this part of the song panned hard left. We would just drag that up to the hard left position. And then let's say we want to have this part panned hard right, or you could go anywhere in between. Doesn't have to be panned hard left or hard right, but let's use hard left and hard right for this example. And so you can see there, you have control over how all of the different tracks in your mix are panned over the course of the mix. They don't have to stay the same. Now, obviously, you probably wouldn't necessarily do what I've done there and have something very quickly pan hard left and then pan hard right. But I'm just doing that as an example because over the course of the mix, you might want the choruses to be a bit wider than the verses, for example. Or as new tracks are added to your mix, maybe the first verse is a bit more sparse than the chorus or the second verse, you might want to make more room and accommodate more tracks in the stereo image, and that's true of the levels as well. You might want to adjust the levels to accommodate more tracks as they are added to your session as the song progresses. Okay, next let's have a look at automating some of the elements inside a plugin. So we'll apply this automation to the API Vision console plugin that you have in Luna. So here, if we select from the list of options that we have the console drop down, then this shows us all of the different things that we can automate. So let's quickly delete those changes to the panning. So let's apply a change to the low pass and high pass filters on this plugin. So here you can see 215 LP filter. So that refers to the low pass filter on the 215L element of this plugin. So let's select that, and then let's hold down Control once again to get the pencil. And let's have this apply a gradual change to the low pass filter. And so here you will hear this happen, and you will also see it happen in real time here. And we can do exactly the same thing with the high pass filter. Select high pass filter from the list, Control, make 2 points, drag this one upwards. And so you can hear there, the guitar gets much thinner as that low end is taken away by the filter. And so you can apply these changes to any of the different elements of the plugin that are listed in these drop-down menus. So you could simply turn the plugin on and off with the in-out option. You could adjust the phase for the plugin. You could adjust the threshold on the compressor. You could adjust all of the different EQ options here, and these can happen at any point in the song that you want them to. Now, while we're talking about EQ options, if you're somebody who is learning how to mix music and you want to take some of the guesswork out of which frequencies you should be using or how all of the different parameters on compressors work, then I've got 2 free guides that I think you'll find really useful. I've got an EQ cheat sheet and a compression cheat sheet, and you can get both of those completely free at mixinglessons.com/free-downloads. Now, something else that you might want to do is you might want to apply automation to an effect. So you might only want a certain part of the song to have an effect, like reverb or delay, for example. Now, this is an area where you might want to do things slightly differently. So let's set up a track for a reverb plugin. So I've just added another track here, and let's add to this track a reverb plugin. So now with this reverb plugin set up on this bus track, anything that we send to this track will be processed through the reverb plugin. So let's set up a send to send a copy of the guitar from this track to the track with the reverb. So if we select this track and we go to sends, and you can see there under buses, we have the option to send it to the reverb track that I've just set up. Now, when we go back to this track and we click here to view the different things that we can automate, we just close these, you'll see that we have an additional option that we didn't have before. We have send one, which is what we've set up here. And this is the send that's taking a copy of the signal from this channel to this channel so that it can be processed through the reverb plugin. And so what you can do here is you can automate the level of the send. So what you could do is you could have more of the guitar sent to the reverb at different parts in the song. So let's say you want more reverb on the guitar in the chorus. You could just simply automate the send so that more signal is being sent to the reverb plugin. Something else that you could do is sometimes you might like to increase the amount of reverb at the end of a line. So let's try that at the very end of the song. So here, hold down Control once again. Let's have it so that there's no reverb until the very last note of the song. Okay, let's have a listen. Okay, and so as you can hear there, we can just add reverb to the very last moment of the song, or any part of the song that we want, by automating the level of the send that's going to another track. So as you can see, you can control lots and lots of different things over the course of a mix using automation. And I think automation is a really, really useful part of mixing because it allows you to maintain really good levels throughout the song, and it allows you to approach different parts of the song in whatever way is required for the mix to sound its best. So I really hope you found that useful. If you are interested in learning more about Luna, I'll leave a link on screen to a video which will show you how to use the versions and bookmarks features, and those are 2 really useful ways of saving different versions of your sessions. Don't forget to head over to mixinglessons.com/free-downloads for that free EQ cheat sheet and that free compression cheat sheet. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.